We have all been given the same advice. When a relationship ends, when someone rejects you, or when you are discarded by someone you loved, the world tells you to do one thing. Go no contact. Block their number. Mute their stories. Don't text them. Disappear for 30 days. The logic, we are told, is that your silence will make them miss you. It will make them wonder what you are doing. It is a tactic, a strategy, a game. But let's be honest about what no contact really feels like for most people. On the outside you are silent, but on the inside you are screaming. You are checking your blocked messages to see if they tried to reach out. You are counting the days. Day 12 of no contact, like a prisoner counting days in a cell. You are not moving on, you are waiting. And here is the harsh truth. The other person can feel that human beings are intuitive. Even if you aren't texting them, they can sense the energy of your waiting. They know that your silence is a reaction to them. It is a silence born of pain, anger, and suppression. As long as your silence is a reaction to them, they still own you, they still control your behavior. But what if there was a state of being that went beyond no contact? What if there was a mental shift that didn't just hide your pain, but actually dissolved it? A state so powerful, so alien to the modern ego, that it inflicts a specific kind of psychological shock on the person who left you. The Stoics, Seneca, Epictetus, Marcus Aurelius, did not play games. They did not use no contact to get their exes back. They practiced something far more terrifying to the ego. They practiced the art of rendering the essential, non-essential. They didn't just stop talking to the people who hurt them. They stopped registering them as relevant to their existence. Today we are going to explore why no contact is often just a fragile shield, and how to graduate to the true Stoic weapon, radical indifference. This is not about making them come back. It is about making you not care if they do. And paradoxically, that is the one thing that hurts them more than anything else. If you are tired of counting the days, and are ready to actually be free, take a second to subscribe and like this video. We are building a community of the strong here, people who value self-mastery over mind games. By clicking that button, you are reclaiming your time. Let's begin. Part 1. The flaw in no contact. To understand the solution, we must first dissect the problem. Why does no contact often fail to bring us peace? It fails because it is usually performed as a performance. You are not texting them, but you are posting Instagram stories specifically hoping they will see them. You are not calling them, but you are talking about them constantly to your friends. In Stoic philosophy, this is called the illusion of freedom. Epictetus taught that you can be in chains and be free, or you can be a king and be a slave. If your actions, even your silence, are dictated by what the other person might think, you are a slave. No contact is often just a silent treatment, and the silent treatment is a form of aggression. It screams, "I am hurt. Look at how much I am not talking to you." The person who left you knows this. They know that the opposite of love is not silence. The opposite of love is not hate. The opposite of love is indifference. When you are merely silent, you are still playing a game of tennis. You have hit the ball into their court by not speaking, and you are waiting for them to hit it back. You are still on the court. The Stoic approach is to walk off the court entirely, to leave the racket, to leave the ball, to leave the stadium and go read a book. When you do this, the game ends. And for the person who thrives on attention, validation, and drama, the end of the game is a form of death. Part 2. The mechanics of Stoic Indifference. So how do we achieve this? How do we move from pretending not to care to actually not care? It requires a fundamental shift in how we view value. The Stoics had a concept called preferred indifference. They believed that things like health, wealth, and relationships are nice to have, preferred, but they are not essential for a good life. Indifferent. When someone leaves you, your ego tells you, "I need them to be happy. I have lost half of myself." The Stoic mind corrects this. "I preferred their company. They have removed it. My character remains intact. My capacity for happiness remains within." This brings us to the behavior that hurts them more than silence. It is called benevolent vacancy. Imagine you run into your ex, or the person who rejected you on the street 3 months from now. The no-contact person looks away, looks angry, crosses the street to avoid them, or acts cold. This validates the ex. It shows they still have power. The Stoic person smiles politely, says, "Hello, asks how they are, and then keeps walking. There is no anger. There is no desperation. There is no lingering. There is just nothing. You treat them with the same polite, vague kindness you would offer a cashier or a distant cousin. This destroys them. Why? Because it signals that they have lost their VIP status in your life. They have been demoted from the love of your life, or the villain of your story, to simply a person. You are not punishing them. You are not freezing them out. You just don't have anything to say to them, because they are no longer relevant to your path. This is the erasure. It is not that you are hiding from them. It is that you have looked at them and found nothing there that you need. That realization, that they are necessary to your happiness, is the ultimate blow to their ego. Part 3. The 4 pillars of the untouchable mindset. To reach this state, you cannot just act it. You have to build it. You have to construct an inner citadel, so strong that their absence feels like a relief, not a penalty. Here are the 4 pillars of the Stoic Erasure. Pillar 1. The removal of the pedestal, objective seeing. Marcus Aurelius had a technique where he would strip things down to their base components. He would look at expensive wine and say, "This is just rotting grape juice." He would look at his purple royal robes and say, "This is just sheep's wool dyed with shellfish blood." You must do this to the person who left you. During the relationship or the chase, you built a pedestal. You turned them into a god. You ignored their flaws and magnified their good qualities. You told yourself they were the one. Stoicism demands objective seeing. Take a piece of paper. Write down who they actually were, not who you wanted them to be. Who they were. Were they loyal? No, they left. Were they kind? No, they ignored your feelings. Were they consistent? No, they were hot and cold. Strip away the rotting grape juice of your romantic fantasy. Look at the bare facts. When you see them objectively, you realize you were crying over a fantasy, not a reality. You realize that the person you miss didn't actually exist, and it is very easy to be indifferent to a person who doesn't exist. Pillar 2. Reclaiming the locus of control. Epictetus taught that there is only one thing under our total control, our own reasoned choice. When you are pining for someone, you have outsourced your locus of control. You have given them the keys to your happiness. You are checking your phone, because you are waiting for them to turn the happiness engine back on. You must take the keys back. This hurts them because they can feel the energy shift. When you stop trying to control their perception of you, and start controlling your own life, the tether snaps. This means aggressive reinvestment in yourself. No contact is passive. Reinvestment is active. You don't just sit at home not texting. You fill that void with action. You go to the gym, not to get a revenge body, but to feel the iron. You read philosophy. You build your business. When you become obsessed with your own potential, you naturally become indifferent to their opinion. You are too busy climbing the mountain to care about who is standing at the base. Pillar 3. The death of the narrative. We keep people alive in our heads by telling stories about them. I wonder if they miss me. I wonder if they are dating that coworker. I bet they are regretting it now. Every time you tell yourself a story about them, you are feeding a ghost. You are giving them your life force. The Stoic practice is to starve the narrative. When a thought about them enters your mind, treat it like an unwanted visitor. Do not fight it. Do not argue with it. Just open the back door and let it out. Don't finish the sentence. If the thought comes, I wonder if they cut it off. Say to yourself, it doesn't matter. This is a discipline. It is mental training. The more you starve the narrative, the more they turn from a vibrant, painful Technicolor movie into a black and white photograph, and eventually into a blank screen. When you stop telling their story, they cease to exist in your world. Pillar 4. Amor, Fati. Loving the exit. This is the final and most powerful pillar. Usually we resent the breakup. We resent the rejection. We think this shouldn't have happened. The Stoic embraces Amor, Fati. Love of fate. You look at the rejection, not as a tragedy, but as a necessity. Realize this. The universe, or fate, removed a person from your life who did not value you. Why would you be angry about that? You should be celebrating. Imagine you were carrying a backpack full of rocks, and someone came up and cut the straps, and the backpack fell off. Would you chase after them screaming, "Give me back my heavy rocks"? No. You would stand up straighter. You would breathe deeper. When you genuinely feel gratitude for their exit, you become dangerous. If you run into them and you are glowing with happiness, not fake happiness, but the real relief of a burden lifted. It shatters them. They expected to leave a hole in your life. Instead, they cleared the space for your growth. Part 4. Why this hurts them. Now let's address the title of this video. Why does this hurt them more than no contact? It comes down to narcissistic supply and relevance. Most people who discard others have an ego that needs to be fed. Even if they don't want to date you, they want to know that you still want them. They want to be the protagonist of your life. No contact tells them, I am the villain of your story. They are still the main character. Anger tells them, I am the tragedy of your story. They are still the main character. Stoic Indifference tells them, you are an extra in the background of my movie. There is no pain for the ego greater than irrelevant. When they realize that you are not playing a game, that you have simply outgrown the need for their validation, they feel a profound loss of power. They realize they cannot trigger you. They cannot make you jealous. They cannot make you sad. You have become a fortress that has no doors for them to enter. They are left alone with their own decision. And often, that is when the regret sets in. Not because they love you, but because they hate that they no longer control you. But, and this is the Stoic twist, by the time they feel that regret, you won't care. Part 5. The final test. The re-entry. Because this energy is so powerful, it often acts as a magnet. When you truly let go, when you truly reach the state of Stoic indifference, they often come back. They sense the vacuum. They reach out with a text. Hey, thinking of you, or I miss us. This is the final test. If you go back to them the moment they snap their fingers, you prove that your indifference was just a mask. You prove you were just waiting at the bus stop all along. The Stoic passes the test. By maintaining the frame, you do not need to ignore them. You can reply, but you reply with the same benevolent vacancy. Thanks for the message. Hope you're doing well. You do not ask to meet. You do not ask questions. You do not open the door. You keep walking. Because you realize that you do not drink poison just because you are thirsty. You realize that a person who didn't value you yesterday does not deserve access to the high-value person you became today. So forget no contact as a strategy. Strategies are for people who are trying to manipulate outcomes. Adopt Stoic Erasure as a lifestyle. Stop waiting for the apology. Stop waiting for the realization. Stop waiting for the comeback. The apology is in your behavior. The realization is in your growth. Understand that your life is a massive, epic story, and they were just a chapter that taught you a lesson. Yes, but a chapter that is now finished. Turn the page, not with anger, not with force, but with the gentle, firm hand of someone who is eager to see what happens next. The greatest revenge is not creating chaos in their life. It is creating peace in yours, a peace so profound that their memory cannot disturb it. That is the pain they cannot handle, and that is the freedom you deserve. I have a challenge for you. If you are ready to stop waiting and start living, I want you to make a declaration. Go to the comments section and write, I am the author of my own story. This is a signal to your subconscious. It means you are taking the pen back. You are no longer a character in their script. They have been written out of yours. And if you want to learn how to build that inner citadel, how to develop a mind so strong that rejection bounces off you like water off a stone, then you need to watch this video appearing on the screen right now. It dives deep into the Stoic practice of ataraxia, unshakable tranquility. Click it. Don't just watch it. Study it. Your new life begins now.